of interaction to be cross exchanged
Nurture.
or
Right.
fairly utilized between you and your offspring.
Right.
That part.
Well,
And
why
that
I
can be
say
detrimental
this
to
is
the
a part.
man because that can be
No, don't
detrimental to
ask
the
the
man.
question. Don't ask the question till what he's
Now let him
saying.
finish. Let him finish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real quick. That could be detrimental to the man's self esteem, the man's ego, a
Absolutely.
whole lot of things because he know he really trying to do right. While at the same time he's not trying to get abused or ran over. Say it's not a situation with the courts being involved. Y'all trying to do everything without getting necessarily getting the courts involved. And and then you still experiencing them type of hiccups in trying to communicate with your children or your child, it's a problem. It's stressful. It can drive a nigga wild.
Yeah.
that part.
Well
Now,
said.
I interpreted your question a little bit different. Just for clarity, ask it one more time.
What
Okay,
does parenthood mean to black fathers?
So,
that part.
okay, when you say what does it mean to black fathers? I think what the brother was more so answering, or how I took his answer is more how difficult it is for black men to be fathers at sometimes, but not just the importance of being a father. Whether if you have a relationship with the mother or not, I think is irrelevant to the question that you're asking and the importance of being a father to black men. And I think it's very important because if you are able to influence your child for the better, the relationship with the mother doesn't necessarily have to play a part in that. You can be a father to your child, an influence and inspiration, and not get along with your baby mama. All y'all got to do is just meet up for the drop offs. I think the act of trying to be there, the continuous fight of trying to be a part of the life of your child is way more important than the relationship that you may have with a bitter baby mom and things like that. And it might take 10, 15 years for that to happen, unfortunately. But I believe that that relationship is something that has to be forged because without it, we've seen the results of the black community.
I agree. Real quick rebuttal. I agree. I was speaking from personal experience. So that's my situation. And I'm saying that it is tough because and it's I'm not I don't care about what she got going on until it involves my son. So I can care less about who she or whatever's going she got going on. I really just want to know how's my son being. I can't communicate, etc., etc. We live in different states. I travel to see him, and I'm still being miscommunicated, misdirected, all of this stuff. It's nothing but a major expense. That's not because I don't realize the importance of being a father. I want to be a father. It's just a situation of this parental dynamic that's hindering the interactions. And I grew up in a household without my father. My brother grew up in a household where he knew his father, and then my mama, our mama, and his father got divorced. So at a young age, he didn't. His pops just wasn't around. My pops at least paid that fee. His pops didn't, for lack of better terms.
I
And
want.
the attempt for maintaining a relationship, I recognize with my pops that he didn't try to maintain a relationship even once we actually did begin to communicate. So, as a child that grew up without a father, I want to be there as a father. I know the problems that's going to come up in my son's life because I experienced them as long as his father's not there. So, it's at least in my situation, it's primarily a paradigm situation with the parents. That's that's complicated. That
Yes.
hinders the relationship with father and child.
I would say this.
Wait. No,
Say this,
no.
Court,
I
and I
don't
just
want
want to
a
respond to
rebuttal.
you
I
real
don't want.
quick.
It's not a free fall. No, it's not a free fall because Courtney been talking for a while. I need to go around the room. We got other people that want to speak on this
But
topic.
Morphine, this will mean a lot to me, and I'll keep it short. I promise.
All right,
I just wanted
please, because it's
to
other
tell
men that got to
Court,
talk.
you can take some solace in the fact that at some point that door may still be open. So I would say have faith in that. Like more often than not, whatever goes on, children still want their daddy. And as they grow older, they get a different perspective on things. So I would just try to support you in saying, just always keep in mind, right, that babies love their daddies when they get the chance to. And if you ever get the chance to, you get what I'm saying? Just take advantage of it. So just don't ever get, you know what I mean, down in the dumps about it. And I respect what you just said. Like I got homies that have been through that. So I don't take it lightly. So I just wanted to kind of throw you them words of support. Like it can change overnight. Cause kids love their daddy. So if you ever get the opportunity, take advantage of that, it'll take off. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it, bro.
Real
Respect,
shit.
respect.
Okay, that was respect. That was love. I like when males encourage each other, especially black
Yeah,
men.
but you tried to cut me off. Go ahead and take over the
I'm
show.
sorry because it, like I said, it's other men. I gotta be a good host. I'm a good host.
Nobody
I'm good at
trusts
what I
Wall
do.
Street.
I trust you, Wall Street. That's why I love that you came up
I
here.
love you
Um,
more.
I want to start from the way that my screen is, so I'm gonna go with Peso again. Um, again, Do you need me to reiterate the question?
Nah, but I had a different interpretation of it. What my brain went to is when you see men or young boys grow up in fatherless situations. I'm going to even say beyond fatherless, when you don't have prominent masculine roles or role models in your life. You see how them boys grew up versus how those who do have, if not a father, uncles, some type of old head, some type of male guidance in their life and whatnot. You see a lot of these young boys take on women emotions, women feelings, don't know how to express themselves properly or in a masculine way. That's what my interpretation of the question was. So I think having, if not just a father, if not a father, a prominent male role model is pertinent and absolutely necessary for young boys. Because if not, you grew up around all women. Now you got this sassy young man or grown man who have no resolve, no gumption about him, nothing at all. He's just always in his feelings, always emotional, always complaining, lethargic, and shit like that. So you get a effeminate man basically if there's no male father figure, male guidance in the household.
Okay, okay. Um, next GMO. Come on, do your organic thing.
Yeah, I really believe that getting fatherhood into black community is like probably the most important thing. Like I say, it's been evident in our communities that how not just destroyed families, just um lack of communication, lack of guidance for young brothers, misplaced emotions. When young brothers get frustrated, I believe a male figure is a much better solace and outlet for them, but we're not having that. So you get a lot of young brothers who tend to express themselves through the female outlook, and that has caused a lot of commotion and trouble in our communities. So being able to get fathers to be able to at least help young men manage the trials and tribulations of becoming a man. Because I know I had my father, he was around, but I had a father figure and a stepdad. And one of the best lessons I ever had from him is when I just going through bullshit, you know what I mean, nigga, tears in my eyes, crying, expressing myself to my dad. And after I got it all out, he just like, all right, you done? You still got to do it. And that was just like some of the biggest shit. Like I can express myself as a man and be as vulnerable, but then still just need to hear what, hey man, cool, go ahead and get it out the way, but you still got to stand up and do what you need to do. And I think a role model saying that and giving that perspective to young brothers in our community is invaluable, man. It's like it's priceless.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go down to Mr. Burns since I skipped you in the rapid in the rapid fire questionnaire. I'm gonna go to you, Mr. Burns. Give us.
I I think the way fatherhood affects Black African Americans is based on your social economic status. Um, usually if you have a horrible socioeconomic status, the way you bring your child up is usually a little bit more rough. So based on that, and then it's the other interaction with the other parent. You need the other parent to reinforce the morals and standards that you install in your child. So your child don't grow up with a double mind, to have a double standard mind, double way of thinking. Other than that, like I said, it's going to affect you in a positive way and in the negative way, which basically cancels each other out. It's a cancellation because both of them are equally positive and negative, but it depends on your social economic status is which way is going to push you over the edge, whether it's going to be positive or negative.
Okay. Lord Banu. Call into the stage, Lord Banu.
So my view on it is that it's a distinction between fathers and adult males with children. And I think that a lot of the perceptions of fatherhood have been clouded by the actions of adult males with children. And a lot of them aren't even adult males with children. They're children with children. And I think that fatherhood for Black men is in a state of repair for actual fathers who are trying to be something in their children's lives that they didn't have, or replicate something that they did have and see a need for it in our community. So I think that this, for Black fathers, what fatherhood really means is right now is going through cultivation stage and being able to protect that identity and what that means to us as Black fathers.
All right. Wall Street Willie. You are the last. And then I will let y'all have a free fall. Then we're going to go to our last segment of the night.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm fortunate, and I don't take that lightly. Like, for me, my definition of myself as a man has been what I've been able to do for my kids, right? And I do recognize people get in different situations. So one thing I don't do is judge. I judge a man on his efforts, not his situation, right? But overwhelmingly, though, when it comes to Black men that want children and want to be in their kids' lives, those kids mean the world to us. You know what I mean? There are a lot of times the way we can validate ourselves, and when that situation isn't right, the narrative that we just don't care just simply isn't true, right? So it can do a lot more damage to us than people even respect. So it's a very touchy situation. But again, right, like dudes that just don't care and are doing whatever, they'll never get that respect because you do have a responsibility, right? But my brothers that are in situations and have to deal with it, I don't judge them. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, it's the way that I validate myself as a man. It's the sacrifice I put into those kids that, makes me feel good about myself. So it is very important to Black men to be in their children's lives, have access, and be a part of their development. It means a lot.
All right. So, with all the things that was said today across the male panel, what do you guys have to say about that? Each and every one of you guys opinions, each and every one of you guys statements. If you guys have anything to say to one another, there is no order. Y'all could just go out here and say it. I'm gonna start off with Pesto because you the first one on my screen, so you the last one the first one to say something and the last one to say something. So you just like sitting on the screen.
Ask me last. I got a question to add entertainment value to this question. So ask me last. I got a question to ask you. We get real
Keep that. Stick a pin in that. Please don't lose that thought. Other fellas, anything that any man has said on this panel, amongst this segment of how fatherhood affects black men, that men on this panel have said, what resonated with you, what you got an argument against? Free fall. Go ahead.
I wanna send some positive energy to the first brother that spoke. I can't remember the name.
Court the barbarian. Court the barbarian.
Yeah. I really resonated with your story and like what you're going through right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm kind of dealing with the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to send some positive energy your way. You know what I'm saying? And just tell you to keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you do your due diligence on your part. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times we get caught up in the rigmarole of that and not wanting to go through those processes, so we let things fall to the wayside and lose our leverage in the situation. So just be diligent with, like, you know what I'm saying, any paperwork, or you know what I'm saying, keeping receipts and anything that'll back you up as far as, you know what I'm saying, being able to be in your children or your child's life. You feel me? So just keep your head up, bro.
Word to the new word. Well,
Yeah, man. I just want to point out, man. You know what I'm saying. You know, outside of all that Hallmark court shit y'all be doing, you know what I'm saying. Y'all need to go masculinity shit, because having all that soft ass emotional shit, bleeding hearts and shit, that shit ain't good for men. You know what I'm saying? Emotional men shoot up schools, beat bitches and shit like that. Like, we don't need all that stuff, man. Y'all need to learn how to take your emotions and wipe your ass with that shit, because it's no good unless you finna go write a paper or shoot some hoops or go draw or paint or some shit. That's when emotions come in. That's when emotions are really good. You know what I'm saying? That's when they really good to employ. But outside of that, there's no use for them. There's no use for all of that soft ass recollection, thinking about on that stuff. Like, life is really logical and it's really rational. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way you got to approach pretty much almost everything in life. I mean, just dealing as a man. Like, you know, as women, it might be a little different from them. But for us, we don't have the opportunity or the to be emotional. We just don't have that privilege. So I'm just saying, y'all, we just got to tighten up. You know what I'm saying? Be men, be real men. Real men make decisions, sticks by those decisions until we can't. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just stay hard, bro, because that's what we need right now. I don't know if y'all noticed, it's a shortage of hard men, real manly men. Like, it's a shortage.
Hey, yeah.
Or basically pussies. You niggas like want to fucking cry, and you know what I'm saying? I bet y'all niggas got potpourri bowls and shit sitting around the house.
There you go.
Y'all need to stop that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we warriors, fighters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We used to listen to Crippin' Blood album. We 80s babies, man. What is y'all doing? I'm just saying, man. I'm gonna land my.
I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna just say that I disagree with that.
Yeah, I'll jump in there. So, yes or no? Like, Brother Burns, you was bugging on two accounts. One was Leslie Jones. Absolutely not. Right. And number two was us not being able to take care of us. Like, we are human beings. To just be emotional is goofy. And I would argue that it's not the dudes that are emotional that are able to get it out in a safe space that shoot the schools up. It's the dudes that bottle those emotions up and never have a release and end up bugging out, right? I think we as black men need to support each other more. We need to create the space for us where a black man being honest about dealing with a situation isn't viewed as sassy, right? And we need to be able to tell each other, yo, bro, I got your back. I've seen things with situations similar to yours that turned out well, right? Like, and I'm gonna keep it short, but anecdotally, My first son's mother, right? She didn't have a good relationship with her father for most of her childhood life, right? Because her mother's crazy, batshit crazy, right? When she
You sound like
graduated
you set up
college,
a
hold
Hallmark
on, when
card.
she graduated college and whatnot, and her dad, he wanted to come around and be in her life. She wanted to be averse to that. I told her, no, don't do that. Give them a chance. You know what I mean? They have the best relationship in the world now, right? It's so crazy that her and her mother at this point barely have a relationship, right? But the relationship she has with her father means the world to her. So I'm saying, however long it has to take, just keep the door open if it means something to you. Now, some brothers go through things where they got to shut down. Like, this would drive me insane. So just know that everybody doesn't judge you. But, our kids need us, man. And if there is hope, it's worth it. You know what I mean? Because that feeling you can get
Yeah.
from building that bond, no matter
My
when
kid
it comes,
need y'all niggas to be
no
hard.
matter when that
Your
bond
kids
comes,
need you to be hard. 10
no
toes
matter when
down,
that
warrior
bond
niggas.
comes,
They don't
though,
need you.
hold on, Anu. And I'm gonna land here. No matter when that bond comes, trust me, brothers, it's worth it. You know what I mean? Keep the door open, keep the option for love alive, and take care of yourself in the meantime. That's all I would send out to my
See,
brothers. So I got y'all back, and I'm
there,
sending
there,
good
there you go. There
vibes
you go
and
with that
support.
shit again, man.
Yeah.
Love. See, there y'all go again. That's that hardcore core shit I'm talking about, right? Get to talking about all that love. That's the shit that got y'all in the position that y'all in. Love.
Mm.
Chasing love and doing all that dumb shit is what got all of us in this situation. See, had you put respect and accountability first instead of fucking love, with none of it, we wouldn't be talking about no fucking baby mom because you'd be talking about your wives. You see what
That's
I'm
not the
saying? But
conversation, though.
instead, you want to put that y'all want to put that soft ass monkey shit first, acting like women. Fuck love. Seek respect. Real men seek respect. We don't fucking love. Nigga, but the love is for dogs, children, puppies, cats, you know what I'm saying? Hobbies, shit like that. That's what love is for. You see what I'm saying? It keeps you.
Notice how he didn't
When it
say women.
when
I
it
just want
comes
to. I
to
just want to point
respect,
that out. He never said women. He said puppies,
when it
dogs,
He
comes to
never
children.
said
respect,
kids
right?
either. He
When
never
it
said
comes to
kids either.
He
respect,
said
you have an
children. He said
extraordinary.
children. He said
Children,
children.
When it comes
love
to
is
He
for
said he
respect,
children.
never
Like,
said women.
you have an extraordinary grasp of the obvious, right? Yes, we're all seeking respect, right? You have an amazing grasp of the obvious
no,
there.
no, no, no,
But
we not.
no,
No, we
no,
not. Y'all niggas
showing
is
love
seeking love.
doesn't make us weak. Being loved doesn't make
Y'all
us
niggas
weak.
are seeking love. Y'all looking for love, fucking
Hey,
soulmates and shit.
I
Y'all
love all
looking for
you niggas on
soulmates,
the
not
panel.
business
hey, man,
partners.
I don't
Y'all
know
not looking
anybody
for
who should
business
say
partners.
anything about a
Y'all
No
looking for
soulmate,
fucking
bro.
reckoning,
But
soulmates.
no
This
Diddy,
is
no
Oh,
a
nobody
reckoning.
said
hey,
segue.
I
that.
love
It's
all
a
see,
y'all.
segue
Your
in.
ass is sold tied to all the motherfuckers. You
here's
sold
what.
tied to everybody on the because you a
You
fucking
better.
human. We all got the same answers. So all of that fucking soulmate stupid shit, y'all need to wipe your ass with that dumb shit and you need to be seeking towards business and building respectful relationship with each other that's built on trust and honesty. All that love shit, throw that shit out the window. You can learn to
And,
love anything. You can learn to
and
love anything. But
I,
respect, you can't respect every fucking thing. You can't,
and
but you
I
can
think
learn to
I
love.
think
You
I
can
think you
learn. I can beat your
misconflating.
ass.
I think you conflating
Learn
the
the way
way that men and women interpret love. Love don't have to come in the form of just fuzzy emotions. For a man, yes, if you say you love me, respect me. For my child, if my child say he love me, listen to my commandments because I'm instructing you in the right way. That is the love that a man looks to receive. So that's not my point of contention, though. My point of contention with us on this panel, even myself included, we refer to ourselves as black people. There's no country on this planet called black. We don't have an identity as a people. So I believe that's one of the reasons why we are so discombobulated and our communities are disconnected because we don't have an identity. We are a color and we try to lump everybody into this color and then everybody who look like us diss us and don't want to be associated with us. And that's where I think the thing where it comes in for our community, yes, we do need to start to have love and respect for each other, but we need to know who the fuck we are, which is something we don't. So it's easy for individuals to claim, but no, I want you to respect me, but as a whole, we don't have respect for each other, nor do we have love for each other.
I'm an
Facts.
African American.
Y'all better
I
not.
know who
Y'all
I am.
better not respond to that non sequitur ass shit. Y'all better not respond to it. Now back to
Non
what the fuck
sequitur.
you was saying.
See,
Cuz.
all of that is
Respect,
irrelevant, bro. You
respect
just throwing
the word.
attacks, bro. You're not saying anything that's grounded in
I'm
reality.
not
You just throwing attacks.
I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking you.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not attacking you. All I'm saying,
Who just said that, GMO?
which part?
That who just said that we not black and all that?
Oh yeah, that was me.
That goofy nigga there, man.
Respect.
yeah, I know, but that's not the conversation. Like a conversation about identity, and we sitting here talking about black relationships and stuff like that. Then it's like, boom, now we on to nationality. That's a nonsense argument right now. Because rather you identify if you black or not, you most definitely identify if you're in a relationship with a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You most definitely identify whether if you
Said that
love,
wasn't
like,
my. I
respect.
had already said that wasn't my point of contention with the conversation. I just touched on it and I moved on to my point of contention.
And can I get clarity? Can I get clarity, Mr. Burns? I got a question.
Right? So do you understand that that's not an attack? Me pointing out is non sequitur.
Hold on, bro.
How is it non sequitur when
Courtney.
everybody's
Hold
giving
on,
their
Burns.
own anecdotal perspective?
I just had a question for clarity. Are you saying as men, as fathers, we should not love our children? Because us,
You say,
I'm
you
just
talking
trying to
to
figure
me?
out. Yeah, Burns, yes.
I mean, I thought children was one of those things. That's what love is for.
Okay. Okay, cool. I thought you were saying earlier that love is for the kids, like not for that relational.
Love is for children, puppies, hobbies, cats, you know, shit like that. You know, you love getting head. You love, you know, riding big body Chevys and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You like that's what love for. You know what I'm saying? Your woman, you need to be respecting her and cherishing her and admiring her, and you know, have adoration for her and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like love, yeah. Like you can learn to love anything like that.
Okay.
You can be with a person. You can
I
be
gave
with a
you
person.
guys. I gave you guys a time. I gave you guys time. I done went to the bathroom and came back. Okay.
You did. We appreciate it.
Hey, so what was that question? Like that thing that you wanted to like in this segment with? That question that I told you to stick a pin in.
And I'm gonna say this. I kind of tend to deal with homeboy more than not 100%, because respect will let you do things. Respect will make you not do things that you might not necessarily do when you out of love and whatnot. So I'll definitely value respect more than love. So I agree with Tony on that. My question to the fellas is, when it comes to fatherhood and everything like that, what are y'all views on in 2025 going to 2026 being a stepfather?
I love it.
What do you
If
mean?
it's for you, do you, my nigga?
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't mind being a stepfather. I got little homies I fake mentor, but on a closer level, there's a different thing when it comes to being a stepfather, father type character in a child's life. That's more than just mentoring.
To me, all that shit is the same thing. A stepfather, father, coach, teacher, brother, big brother, deacon, pastor, all that's the same damn role. Like, I mean, like we can just keep switching the title, but the job is still the same. The duty is still the same. So, I mean, I think it's just the same.
And it's the same thing, like, you know what I mean, like in the life that I'm leading now, like, you know what I'm saying, even before, like younger kids, you know what I'm saying, gravitated towards me, you know what I'm saying, and kind of looked up to me in a sense. You feel me? So I even in that sense, you know what I'm saying, took on kids from that. So if I'm with a woman, then of course, like I would take on that role as far as you know what I'm saying, not treating them no different and pouring into them as much as I could. And
Yeah, I would just say focus on the relationship you have in that situation and let that determine how you deal with that situation. Like, don't get caught up in listening to people's opinion and whatnot. Because for some, it may not be great. For some, it may be everything you were looking for, right? Like in my case, with my son is the oldest, right? My biological. He wasn't a hooper. My stepson dead nice, right? And I used to cook. So we have a whole bond on that. And I get to go to them games and watch him cook. And then he come running over to me like as soon as the buzzer sounds and everybody, oh, that's your son, that's your, that's my little man. You know what I mean? Like it's a good feeling. So I would say be open to it if it's worth it, but don't feel a need to be something you don't want to be. Because that's not fair to the kid. You know what I mean?
wait,
All right, all right.
I'm
can I
There you
ask him
go.
surprised.
something real quick?
I'm really
They-
surprised.
Yeah,
Can I
because
ask him
so
something
this
real
is
quick?
this is your question, you know, and this is you can narrate how you want this.
In my experience, for the most part, today with, and I hate to sound red pillish, but with modern women, I think being a stepfather is a thankless job.
It's a what?
A thankless job.
A thankless job.
Yeah, and I can tell you from experience, man, it is super thankful, right? Like when you invest in that relationship, at least in my case, and I can't speak for everybody because everybody ain't gonna have the same situation. But you know, when he's done hooping, because I ball too, and we have that bond. Like when the game is over, he's coming straight to me, and they cooked, and I'm proud, and I'm his big homie, and it is a very gratifying feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bunch of negative. It's not. What I found is I gotta balance not being your actual biological father with letting you know that I love you just like I love my kids. You know what I mean? Biological kids. Like you're no different. So it's more of a responsibility for me than a burden. Like I love my little man. And again, he's
So
dead nice and he might go to the league and I'm getting
So
floor seats. Yo,
my
Courtney, you
thing is
coming with
why
me to the game? All right, nah, chill.
Oh, let him finish,
like why
and please land your plane because this other guys that want to talk.
Yeah, nah, my son is dead. My stepson, dead nice. And I mean, Team Curry, we going to the league. Yo, Courtney, when we go to the league, I'm getting floor seats. You coming with me. You know what I mean? We gonna all take care of each other as brothers. There's nothing wrong with loving your brothers. And yeah, I'll land there.
man, y'all niggas be in these hardball quests. Cause listen, so my thing is, as a man, you shouldn't be looking for no motherfucking thanks. What you appreciations and pats on the back as a man, really? And this is what I mean by like the level of manliness, the level of just diminished. Like, dude, when I was growing up, no man ever sat around looked for people to thank them or pat them on the back. You just
But
did
see,
shit because you did
whether
shit.
they
because
look
that's
for
what
it or
you
not,
did.
I guarantee you they appreciate it when they got it, though.
Right. Because
No,
he
you
was
gotta
saying,
stop it.
I mean,
Now,
I'm
I disagree with you
not saying don't
wholeheartedly,
be
dude.
appreciative.
Wholeheartedly.
I'm not look. A man should not be looking for thanks. You should not be looking for thanks.
See, I think
What
you
you
got
do
the
ain't
notion
shit.
that men
What
are
you
saying
do
that they're
ain't
gonna stop
shit.
operating
It's not
as men just because they not getting the appreciation. It's just men expressing what they would
shit.
value, bro. Nobody sitting here saying that they finna
That's
neglect their duties if they refuse, if nobody is
definitely what men
appreciating
do
it.
these days.
Nobody
That's
sitting here
most
saying
definitely
they
what men
finna
be doing these
neglect their
days.
duty of
And
being a
why you think
man
the
if they
women are
don't
calling
receive the
niggas sassy?
appreciation, bro.
That's why they call it niggas sassy, bro. It's because niggas feeling unappreciated. You not giving me
Right,
enough
and
thanks.
because niggas
So yeah,
express
No,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
stop
call
doing
it
no.
it.
So now
sassy.
look,
Stop
now
Yeah,
look.
I disagree with
You
you.
appreciating
sound like
your emotions. I'm
you
not
talking about being a
appreciating
man, but you going
you're
off
not
of what
appreciating
women are
me.
saying.
I'm
Women
just
who
saying, like,
gaslight and
you
use
sound a little
emotional
crazy. You
tactics you're trying to use that as a mechanism to prove that you are accurate. Come on, bro. You using what women are doing. Nah,
It's not
bro.
even. I'm just saying.
Let me say
I'm a
this.
real
Yo,
80s
you
baby.
just
I'm really
said
born in the
women
80s,
call
baby. Y'all
men
niggas-
who express the fact
y'all
that these
niggas got
men
too many guns
are
pulled up.
feeling unappreciated,
I got
and black
ugly-
men
I
have
got
been
ugly
saying
women
this for
pulled up.
years. Black men have been
That's what
saying this for
happened. That's what
generations
happened.
that they are unappreciated, and now that black men are
That's what
speaking up
happened.
about it, you
When
calling
the
it
baby falls
weak and
down,
sassy, just like what women do.
and you get to kissing his boo boo and shit. This is what the fuck happens. You know what I do when my son used to fight? I used to do. I used to clap and cheer and be like, yeah, again, and he'll be looking at me crazy as fuck, like, no, and I'd be like, come on, let's do it. Yay, that was fun, right? And after a while, my son got it. He got it real quick. You know what I'm saying? But now y'all gonna sit here and baby boo boo y'all fucking kids.
No, see, you doing too much. You know what I do? You know what I do with my son? You know what I did with my son when he fell? I look at my son and I tell him to get up and shake it off, nigga. No, bro, you just throwing attacks on people, bro, but for no reason. For what reason? I don't know why. But bro, I can sit here as a black man and say, that when my son get hurt, bro, I don't baby my son. I have on a number of times had to grab my baby mama and tell her, like, no, let him shake it off, let him do it himself. But at the same time, I ain't gonna sit here and acknowledge that black men don't want respect and don't consider respect when it comes to their relationship.
We had a problem by identifying as black. Now you're saying that you're a black man. Well,
did I not include myself? Did I not include myself? Did I not include myself when I said that? Did I not include myself when I said that? Did I not include myself when I said that? Did I not? And so now you just talk. You don't know. You just talking. That's my whole point. You don't know. You just talking, bro. You don't know. You just talking. You just want to be hostile. I think you just you one of them black brother that's
wait a minute. It is an audio situation, and Burns' mic is not as loud as your mic, GMO. So you are drowning him out in audio. And you're not saying that your questions is railroading. It's neither here or there. He's answering them, but you can't hear him. Like, I can't hear him. Nobody can hear him.
He's just talking. He's not even letting nobody talk. The man just talking.
It doesn't matter if y'all audios was matching. This wouldn't be an issue.
Hey, man, look, if he need to get his audio game up, that's not my
fault.
like,
you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's an audio issue going on. I can't, as a host, allow this
he need to get closer to Wi-Fi or something.
But to get back to it, though,
I can't allow this back and forth to happen. It's an audio issue.
Yeah, it's some things you just can't shake off, right? I don't know if anybody's ever had a sick child, right? But that's not something you could just shake off. So in those situations, yeah, I love my son. Like, I coddled him. I told him everything was going to be all right because he needed that at that point. Everything just can't be shook off. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to let him be soft. If you scrape your knee, get up. Let's keep it moving. You know what I mean? But I never approach parenting from the aspect that I always got to be hard on my son. Like, nah. Niggas need love, man. That's why some of you niggas so crazy, man. We gotta love our babies.
I'm happy that floor open. I'm happy that floor open. Peso, what you got to say before I say what I say?
So the topic got kind of shifted. And maybe I'm jaded. Maybe I got some trauma I need to heal. But I'm talking about. I'll be 40 in April, so I've been a stepdad for real for maybe one good time. And I'm talking about you dealing with a shorty. You come into her life, her kid's life, and the dad ain't. They biological dad ain't doing shit. You make Christmas happen. I don't even celebrate Christmas. I made Christmas happen for kids who wasn't mine. Shit like that. I grew up in a Jehovah's Witness household. I'm the emergency contact when shit happened at school. I'm leaving work, going to get the kids, when the biological dad ain't answering the phone or he living his best life, shit like that. I'm making sure we didn't even live together. I'm making sure that shit at the house is cool, making sure it's food at the house, all little cool shit like that. Back to school situations is cool, all of that. You get young boy like wrestling events, I make sure you go to wrestling once or twice a year. I'm doing all that cool shit like that. Now in this situation, the kids was cool. I ain't had no issue with the kids. The kids are giving their ass to kids. But I've seen situations where niggas come through for kids, and the kid had the gall say, "I ain't gotta see you because you ain't my dad," or the kid tried, or the dad or the man in the household try to put some discipline out there, and the mom say they ain't your kids. Don't tell my kids what to do, and all that cool shit like that. I'm talking about in those situations. I'm not sure if any other fellas have ever had that before. I had it to a minor degree. And I'm just saying, it's something I probably wouldn't sign up for. Other fellas have ever had that before.
So can I respond to that real quick?
Wait a minute. I want to introduce a newcomer coming up. Little Doctrine. No, 3 Doctrine. Which one?
Ill Doctrine. What's up, Morphine?
What's up, brother?
Yeah, how's my
Ill
audio?
Doctrine. Your audio is good. Your audio is good.
All right, I want to greet everybody with peace, love, and respect.
Respect.
Peace, man.
Faragani, my brother.
Respect.
I just want to end my.
I'm gonna come back. Wait a minute. I'm gonna come back to you last, Ill Doctrine, and I'm gonna let the panel finish out. But I'm gonna come back to you.
So I just want to finish this last little thing. I won't be long. So far as feeling appreciated, all that cool shit like that. Absolutely, hell yeah. If I'm stepping up for kids that I have no ties to, that once this relationship ends, that's some weird ass shit to be still going around kids you ain't got no ties to, or you ain't related to, and you done invested all this time, energy, money, and effort into this whole family that's not yours. So once you leave, they still intact and still good, and then you done spent thousands of dollars, been invested all kind of emotional equity into a situation that you not part of no more.
Oh man, it's an easy solution for that, brother. Let me tell you what you do. First thing you do is you got to stop celebrating European holidays. See, if you never celebrate Christmas in the first fucking place,
it's more than Christmas, though, man. I'm talking about beyond that. Don't be so macro about it.
You know how hard it is to
my nigga crashed out on the Tooth Fairy.
Who don't buy motherfucking Christmas gifts? See, when you you got to destroy all that bullshit first. You see what I'm saying? And instead, y'all went in with that same old Hallmark card ass bullshit. And I'm trying to tell y'all that shit don't work. You have to be hard about it. Like and like I said, it's your economic thing, right? If you wasn't participating in all that dumb shit that make you spend your money for no fucking reason, you would have more money to do the things that you need to do to be a father or a stepfather or a husband or any of that shit. But instead, you waste your time trying to keep up with the Joneses and you live this European lifestyle because, you know, like, I mean, I don't know what it is about you brothers. Like, y'all just don't want to be men. You don't want to be your own people. So y'all follow behind other people and trying to be the men that they are, right? Instead of trying to be the men that we are. You know what I'm saying? Your ass ain't supposed to be doing no damn Valentine's Day, no damn Christmas, none of that monkey ass shit. You're supposed to be doing none of that. Keep your money in your pocket. Build your money up. Why are you worried about that type of shit? Christmas? Like you worried about Christmas gifts?
You focus on Christmas and everything I said, bro. You got it.
Worried about if a little brat gonna fucking cry? If the child can't tell you shit about Jesus Christ's birthday on December 25th, that motherfucker don't deserve no goddamn gift.
We make hot cocoa and gingerbread houses.
That's Jesus' birthday. Baby Jesus' birthday is on December 25th, and if niggas want Christmas gifts, they need to be singing praises to Jesus.
I'm talking more than Christmas, homeboy. I give that as one example.
Hey yo, but let me I just want to say to your point, right? You feel me? It's like he said earlier, you feel me? Coach, stepfather, father, you feel me? Role model. These are all like the same things within the title and what it's encompassing. So like if you want it, and one thing you gotta remember, like you said, like kids rebelling as far as you not my father, like these is kids. You feel me? And they dealing with certain shit that they dealing with from their father not being there. You feel me? Going through puberty and all of that. You feel what I'm saying? But if you stepping into a role, you feel me, and where you're the man in this role, and you say because this kid is not listening to me, then you know what I'm saying? Then that's just like your inadequacies as a man. You feel me? Like, right. All right, well, you there are no bad teams, just bad coaches. You feel me? And I have to agree with Burns a little bit with saying that we've adopted so much of this European ideology that we neglect our power and our stability that we're supposed to be giving our community and our women and our children. You feel me? And we'll say, well, we want the treatment that we give women. You feel me? And that whole red pill ideology is just white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And to push those narratives into the black community is a white supremacist narrative as well. So I do have to agree
I ain't never
with Burns on that. But as far as the emotion and showing love, you know what I'm saying? I think that us as humans, that emotions are chemical releases that we have in our brain, and our job is to interpret those chemical releases and move
I
forward and
think
what to do with those and have them empower us instead of dwelling on them and being stuck in those emotional states.
I agree with you on that, like as far as like it being a chemical responses and whatnot. But I think that those chemical responses dealing with empathy, right? And it makes you empathize towards things. But love, on the other hand, is something totally different. You have to put love kind of in the category with like being bipolar or schizophrenic, right? Because being in love with something is almost like a schism. It's almost like you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, you can love something so much that you would kill for it. Nigga, you will unalive somebody for it.
Yes.
Like, do you understand what type of psychological hold a thing has to have on you in order for you to put your life on the line for it?
That thing's not in control of that.
But bro,
that thing isn't in control of that.
That means you're
Like
not in control.
my kids aren't. To your point, my kids aren't control.
That should be scary to you. That ain't something I would just will to somebody.
Hold on
I wouldn't just will that type
my
of control.
Kids aren't control. Aren't in control.
Like that.
Hold on, my kids aren't in control of the amount of love I have for them, right? And yes, I would not only get my head chopped off, but for playing with my kids in the wrong way, I would gladly chop someone's head off and go sit down for the rest of my life and never regret it. Like, there's nothing wrong with having that love for your babies. That's not a control. That's not.
It's not.
Okay. Peso, I want to end this with you. I want to go to my next segment at an hour and 49 minutes. Y'all know how I like my lives. Short, sweet, and to the point. What do you like? Since you brought up this subject that had a rabbit hole inside a rabbit hole that you did not know you was about to jump down, okay? What do you think about the things that was said amongst the panel? Since this is your ending of this segment, we got one more segment, you guys, and then we're done.
I think the guys focused on the micro part of it, focused on just a financial thing and whatnot. I'm talking about when you are in a situation, and then that situation inevitably ends, and then you done invested fuck money, or fuck that, take Christmas, all that shit out of it. You done invested time, effort, and everything like that to then to not expect any kind of appreciation out of that for a vested situation that you have no ties to, and then what do you do? Because homie said him and his stepson. He's looking forward to the basketball career and all that cool shit. That cool. Everything's peaches and creams now, and I wish no ill will to that situation. Let's say that situation does end. You and the mom break up for whatever reason it might be. She want to move a different direction. You at all these games, supporting and all that cool shit. They encourage you, probably take them to the park, do all the basketball drills, all that cool shit. They make all these grandiose plans. Now that shit ending, she's like, no, they ain't your son. Don't come around no more. We cool. We moving on somewhere else. Fuck money. All that other energy you put into that situation, what are you left with?
Yeah, that shit don't mean
You're asking
nothing.
me?
And let me tell you why it don't mean nothing. Because as a hunter, right, sometimes you go on a hunt and you might spend days and days and days tracking that animal. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? That motherfucker just got away. And all that effort and all them calories that you burnt was for nothing. Guess what? Tomorrow you got to try it again. And you can't cry about it. You can't cry about it. Real man shit. Real man shit. You ain't supposed to be looking for no fucking gratitude for it, because that's just what you do when you hunting. You see, that's just what you do when you a warrior.
That's dumb because you hunt with a purpose. You don't hunt. You hunt to find something to eat. You ain't hunting and then you hunt with a purpose. So
I'm saying you don't cry about the walk that it takes to get the meat. You don't cry about it. Like sometimes you might have to sit here in this trench or sit in this hide waiting for game for hours and hours, getting bit by bugs and all this other type of shit just to go home with nothing.
And then people, even in that scenario, the shaman, the hunter knows that there's nothing wrong with the prey. It's something wrong with him. It's something that he's doing wrong. That's why he's not catching that animal. The animal not doing nothing wrong.
Or maybe you were hunting in the wrong area. You need to hunt somewhere else.
I mean that's what he's talking about. That's what he's saying. Maybe you just with the wrong bitch. Maybe that's the wrong kid for your ass. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree on that. I absolutely agree with that part.
But I lost nothing by investing into that child. I didn't lose
and that's my point. It's nothing. That's why I said you ain't losing nothing. Time that's virtue. When you put that type of love and admiration into a child, you can't say that was lost. I mean, unless it
take down that building structure.
Unless it wasn't really love, unless it was a transaction, then I can understand you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you lost out on some shit. But if you did it out of unconditional love, it shouldn't be feeling like no transaction. You shouldn't feel like, nigga, you need something in return for it. But that's me though. You know what I'm saying? If I do something, I do it because I want to do it, not because I expect nothing from you.
Yeah, I love you without the need for you to love me in return.
Oh God.
Just because I love.
I love.
Peso. Well, pause. Y'all did a lot of Y'all did a lot of preaching. So I just want to go to Peso. What do you think about what was said?
No, we can go to the next topic. We're not gonna agree. No, all that doing shit without nothing in return, or whatever the case may be. Maybe I'm just transactional that way. I don't know. I'm not gonna put my.
I think I get. Can I do a morphine thing? You know, because Peso hasn't been around me. No. He hasn't been around me in a while, so I'm gonna just do a morphine thing, and I'm gonna say reciprocation is something that is key in both relationships, whether there's a male or a female, outside of gender equality, outside of gender roles, outside of your gender norms. Let's just deal with each other as humans, and as humans, bro, we want reciprocation. It is what it is. So if you're saying to a man that you're just supposed to grunt and bear and say fuck whatever, but a spite of reciprocation, bruh, fuck it. So a man ain't human in this motherfucker. So he just supposed to disregard his humanity.
No, that's what that woman. That woman is there to give him that humanity, that softness.
No.
He just got this assumption that a man can't acknowledge a frustration, but yet still pick himself up by his boots and carry on.
Mean? A woman gives you her bro. You supposed to have that. Your mama gave you that shit. Your mama is supposed to give you that shit. That's not your wife's job. Your mama gave you that. So I would say yes, brother. You're right. A woman do give you that. A woman do give you that. A woman do give you that. Your mama gave you that.
Right. A woman brings.
So I would agree to you that, brother. Yes, but not in the way that you said that right there. The way that you said that was like your wife, your girlfriend, your spouse, your lover.
Yeah,
your mama, your auntie, your sister should have gave you that shit.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
Yes.
No,
yes, I agree, baby. That shit comes from a woman. I agree. Hands down. I agree. I'm the only woman up here that comes from a woman. And don't come from your wife. Your mama should have gave it to you. Your sister should have gave it to you. Your auntie should have gave it to you.
Should have gave you what?
Gave it to you. All that shit that you talking about that come from a feminine. Like she should have gave you this love and this validation that you seeking from your wife.
But
Just like her
reciprocity,
father gave
absolutely.
her a validation, her uncle gave her validation, her brothers gave her validation. It's men in her life that gave her
No,
validation.
I'm not. We're not seeking that from her. We seek respect from her. You seek respect from her because
That's
we're part of
respect. That's
it.
respect
No, no,
is
no,
his
no.
validation. Respect ain't a cheerleader. No, validation ain't a cheerleader. But
This
that's
what I'm
just
So,
saying.
me.
so
I'm
what if
gonna shut
somebody
up.
mother? What if somebody mother didn't give them
They
love? They don't
love it.
deserve it.
Right.
Well, yeah, baby, that's what we walking into. I don't want to get into all that, but I'm just saying that's something that a man should have got from his family members, and you reflect that onto your woman. You reflect that, and what he is asking is for reciprocation. Like
Reciprocity.
that's what we started at. Reciprocity. That's what we started at. That's reciprocity is taught in your house. But that's neither here or there. We're gonna move on
But
to the final thing. We're
I'm
gonna move
sorry,
on
but
to the final
a
segment.
man's reciprocity and a
We're
woman's
gonna move
reciprocity ain't gonna
Final
never look
round.
the same.
final
That's
round, baby. We're gonna move
that
on.
ain't gonna never
Reciprocity
look
should
the
have
same.
taught in your house. You should have seen that. And I'm sorry that you men didn't see that. I'm sorry that the women out here didn't see that in this black community. I'm sorry we didn't see that shit. But we gonna move on. The last segment in this show is how do politics affect the black men? How do politics affect black men today in America?
they turn them into white
I'm
supremacists.
gonna go first.
Um, I'm
Go ahead.
gonna start. I'm gonna start. I could do what I've been doing. Peso is the right to me. GMO, Wall Street, Burns. We want to switch it up. I'll go to Ill Doctoring because he ain't talk. Ill Doctoring. You started off.
I
How
don't even
does
know
politics affect the black men today?
what level of politics do you mean? For me, politics is
The
just
politics
a way to
today. The
describe the
politics today.
relationship between people. I'm sorry, say
The
again.
how does politics affect black men today? What
Institutional
politics you want to
politics.
go into? The decade of politics? I'm not giving y'all. I'm not influencing that. That's just the question. How do it affect you today?
I don't know that I have a remarkable opinion about it.
Okay, I'll
Well,
move on. Uh, you sure? You sure? Like, let me get on camera.
I'll say I can go on, man, if you don't want to.
Like,
Yeah, go
Because
for it.
politics,
you sure? You
yeah.
sure you don't got nothing to say about that? Like nothing
Maybe he just need a
to say about
springboard
how
once he
black
hear.
politics
now let
Yeah, I think
Cordelis go before me so I can
today,
finish
yeah
up. Okay.
that might be a
and you
good
could
idea. If you
go
want to
from
go
whatever
around the table and
century
come
you
back to
want
me.
to that got affected today. Okay, baby, I got you. Go ahead, GMO.
But yeah, politics is like the bro said, just how we govern and deal with each other. We politic every day. You politic when you negotiate, you know what I mean? How you gonna set up your block party with your neighbors? If you're gonna use their yard or something like that, you go and politic with them. If you in the streets and you selling drugs, somebody move in and they hustling too, and y'all on the same block, y'all gonna politic so we don't cross each other paths. When you get into a political arena and you trying to have shit done in your community, but you got a non-profit organization that's outside your community that they trying to come in and buy some land, you gonna go in politics so you can either get a piece of this action or keep their asses out. Politicking is something you can't escape. It is just the understanding of what policies are we gonna go by in dealing with each other. That's all politics is. And if you don't have a say-so in the policies of interaction and commerce, then you just a slave. And I don't know, not one human being that's in the public sphere that can live without interacting or dealing with politics in some form of fashion. Either you deal with politics or it's gonna deal with you.
All right, so let's go, right? Let me get right to it. Because when I heard the question, I saw it from the aspect of institutional politics, right? Democrats, Republicans, presidents, senators, right? Street politics, yes. Everyone knows politics is how people deal with people. But when I heard the question in my mind, it was speaking to institutional politics. So now, as a black man, how do I feel about politics? For me, right? If you are supporting, and again, I want to make clear the difference, not the Republican Party, but the conservative, white Christian national MAGA party, right? You suffer from stage 4 crackatosis. And at that point, there's no way that I can save you. All I can do is try to make the rest of your stay as comfortable as possible, right? So now, that doesn't mean we're a slave to the Democratic Party, right? There's different ways you can handle different things. But in terms of having a base or a start to have any effect or influence on global, national, state, and city politics, I'll just end it here, right? Not a single coon Negro, right? Not one of them bad hairline having Herschel Walkers, Tim Scott, because they all got bad hairlines, right? The point I want to make is not one of them.
I know, like it was,
Not, but hold on. Not one of them.
I was gonna laugh.
Not one of them are included in Donald Trump's administration. No matter how many red hats they wore, no matter how hard they coon for Fox News. Oh, and I watched them coon. They coon their best coon. Be honest with yourself. They're not a single one of those black men was included in that administration. They embarrassed themselves, their people, and their ancestors trying to be a part of, right? So you got to accept that. Then people don't want you. Listen to a Nick Fuentes interview, and you're going to hear all your own talking points if you consider yourself a black conservative. Now, there may be some
The
strategic
whites.
moves that we may need to consider outside the Democratic Party, but we got to be real clear. Politics is very polarized in 2025. So I'll end it here. Whether she's an Indian, Chinese, blue, black, whatever, I regret not going out and voting for Kamala. I sat this one out, right? But the undeniable truth is everything about Donald Trump's policies and everyone he put around him, and the fact that he didn't bring one of them bad hairline having Negroes in, tells me real clear, right? This is not the party for me. I have no place in this party. They don't want me, so I don't want to be there. So I'll just end by saying we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot to figure out.
Can I go next?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to say that everything is politics. And I think that we lost sight of that. And I want another thing that I wanted to quote was a saying that says politics is war without guns, and war is politics with guns. You know what I'm saying? And to the brother's point that he was saying earlier, either party that we decide to align with is never going to have our best interests at heart when it comes to political agendas and views. So I think just as much as being aligned with one party would be supporting white supremacist views and ideologies, being aligned with the other side would be supporting white supremacist views and ideologies in the same weight. And until we have our own political party that addresses our own politics that we have as a people, then we'll continue to be puppets in everybody else's game that they're orchestrating for their people to have power and control over resources in this country. And that's all I'm point.
Facts. Big facts.
Anybody next?
If
Ill Doctrine. I think
Yeah,
we
what's up?
coming back to you before we go to Peso. I didn't start with you, but Ill Doctrine, I'm gonna
Okay.
come back to you. Yeah.
Okay.
If nobody had anything to say real quick, I just wanted to count on the point. Yeah, from the I guess the geopolitical aspect, African Americans here in America don't wholly participate in politics. We are specters, and I ain't talking about going out and voting. The real power behind politics comes with lobbying. I know this personally because I have interned for a lady who was a state representative here in Georgia, and she did 4 years of House representative for Georgia in Washington D.C. And the name of the game is haggling, making deals, scratching each other's back. What you can do for me, what can I do for you? It's all about negotiations. Like you can't get into politics and not have either a way the art of the deal or having some kind of leverage and pull through connections, because you can use your negotiating powers or you can use your connections in your name to get somewhere. That's why you have all these families and stuff that they ain't did nothing. I'm just related to the Kennedys, so I'm already got in the game. We as Negroes don't have no family ties to politics. We don't have any kind of communal pacts that we are putting in funds in. We don't have a community trust that we're putting the funds in that we could use as political power. Everybody else has these political things. Native Americans, they have their own autonomy. While they do participate in the political sphere, they have their own government that negotiates with the U.S. government, and that's how they do business. That's all politics is, doing business. But we, as a people, don't do business.
You see, I get frustrated when I hear certain things that are just incorrect, right? Like when we say we have no family ties to politics, right? You have seniors and juniors, like there was Adam Clayton Powell and there was his son, and we do have these things. We have achieved these things, right? The honest truth is, if I'm being honest, there's a reason why there'll never be a Gen X president, right? It's because as a whole, like that, our age range, this age range, all of us, right? It was fight the power. It was bucking the system. It was Alex Jones and InfoWars. We didn't invest in this system. So we can't look backwards to the people that worked to get where they are and say they failed us when we weren't ready to step up and grab the baton. So I'm just saying if we're gonna just buck politics as a whole, just leave it there and there's no need to have an opinion. But if we do recognize that politics has benefited black people in more ways than one, right? While it hasn't been perfect, right? It's it will either be something used against us, right? Or something we can benefit from. And if we're not in the game, we don't determine how that plays out at all. So with the Democratic Party in particular, they're not perfect, right? But
You said
in a lot of ways, they play defense to things that our true enemy wants to push on us. And that's a fact, right?
you said we do. My bad. I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but I just
Uh,
wanted to clarify. You said we got family and black families in politics. And you named
absolutely.
Colin Powell.
Absolutely.
Did you
We
named
have
Colin Powell as your example?
no, I didn't say Colin Powell. I said Adam Clayton Powell Jr. That's a different guy.
Who is Adam Clayton Powell Jr.?
He was a senator from New York, right? One of Malcolm X's good friends. One of the things that we also need to do is work on our actual history instead of our Aboriginal history or our Moorish history, right? Like when people tell us we don't have culture, it's because we can't tell them the things we've done in real time, right? In our family's generation and lifeline, right? So yes, there were tons of families, right? Maybe not to the degree of the Kennedys, but that followed that model, right? Dad was in politics, son went into politics, right? You get uh he's a bad example, but Jesse Jackson Jr., right? And I could come up with better examples, but I'm just
Yeah,
saying we can't sit there and believe that falsehood that no, we aren't ingrained in the system. We
I would
absolutely are.
disagree with you, bro. And why I would argue that because if I'm looking up Clayton Powell now, and I would wholeheartedly argue why he may have ran and passed his career off as a black man, he is not a Negro. We don't have the connections and power. The people that they put up in front of us and call
Yeah, we should start
African
doing that.
Americans are not our people. They are not Negro people. Obama, not Negro. Colin Powell, not Negro. The people, the ones who they have championed as our heroes are mixed people that usually have European lineage, strong European lineage from slavery.
Right. But here's the thing though, right? And speaking to you directly in general, right? How do you make that argument that Adam Clayton Powell wasn't a Negro, so we shouldn't support him?
Looking at
How do
the
you let me finish? How do you make that argument Barack Obama wasn't a Negro, so we shouldn't
his
support him?
dad's a Kenyan, he's
When
not a
you
Negro.
let me finish. How do you make the argument, right, that these two black men that identify as black, right, like put on the airs, if nothing else, if you're gonna say it's not genuine, right? How do you say we shouldn't support these men and then go support a beast like a whole out of the Caucasus Mountains white man? With that man, there's zero right question that he has any black
What
in him.
white man
I
has
could
ever
hold
ever
on. Let me
ever
finish.
supported my brother?
You supported
I've never
Gaddafi.
supported a white man to nope. I've never I see never. What I've done is heard people make accusations and I disagree with them and corrected their accusations and therefore labels get thrown on me. I've never voted for
So
Donald
if you
Trump.
didn't
I've never
support the,
pushed Donald
so
Trump
if you
to
didn't
be a
support,
president or anything. No, what I've
that's
always
cool.
said was Donald
That's cool.
Trump is a better deal maker than Kamala Harris. And we know that by the fact that he
That's
has
cool.
written a whole book on making a deal and being president is
That's
in
cool.
charge of a company. So I would assert that him being the head of a company and a person who's took himself from millions to
Right.
being a billionaire would make a better president position
All right,
than
cool.
Kamala, who has no proven track record.
All
I've
right,
never
stop right
agreed
there
with
because you cut
anything.
me off. Stop right there
Go
because
ahead.
you cut me off, right? My criticism is this. Adam Clayton Powell was instrumental in the civil rights movement, right? When you make that statement that he wasn't us, he didn't
Okay.
represent us, right?
I didn't
That's
say that.
insane. Let me finish, bro. Right? That's insane to say and even defend the Donald, right? If your statement is we should only support and defend our own, you will always sound like a goofy to me, whether we use support or defend, whatever the word we want to use. Aligning yourself with that in any way, when your argument is, I won't support this woman because she is in full black, right? You're always gonna be a goofy to me, right? I don't.
No.
For me, politics isn't solely determined by someone's race. But the one thing I won't do, right, is indict, like beef with, argue with someone that's even half black, right? And then go support a full-blooded FWA, a foundational white American, right? Whether she's Jamaican, Indian, or whatever, she's not a foundational white American. So the question I would ask you, my brother, is are her East Indian parents more the beast or that white man you defended?
Her Indian parents, because you can literally look up that her family has connections to slavery and history of owning slaves. One thing I can say for sure that I haven't found, Donald Trump family never had a history of slavery. So right then and there, he already winning in my book. But that's not even my point of contention.
Who in her
Again, my whole
family owns
perspective on those two was strictly from a point of president of an organization, because I see the U.S. as a corporation. So my argument has always been he's a better businessman, a proven businessman, and a billionaire. She has only been DEA and the senator from California. She has no proven track record for business. So no, I don't think she would make a better president from that aspect. My argument has never been from a moral point, oh, he's a better human being, or a political point, or who has the best laws. It's always been from a financial standpoint that when it comes to managing the money of the country, I believe he would just be better at making deals. But my point on the dude Powell is not a critique on him personally and what he may have chosen to do with his career. It is a critique on the statement that I said that we as Negroes, Black people, don't have any political power. And the major political power that's been held in this country has been held by families. Whether you agree or disagree, you know what I mean, with this dude's personal track record is not my argument. I'm just stating that he, by definition, is not a Negro. And here's proof of that. I'm reading on his Wikipedia where it says that he was his parents were of mixed race with African and European ancestry, and according to his father, American Indian on his mother's side. His people, they were classified as mulatto in the 19th century census. So no, he is not a Negro. And my contention with that is many of these people that they placed up in front of us, W.E.B. Du Bois, fucking all them niggas back there in the time where they created this the NAACP and all that. All of those prominent Negroes at that time were white men or children of white men who I believe this. Now I can't prove this off top. This is now I'm stepping into the realm of opinion, just giving my opinion on this. I believe that they are the children of Caucasian men who made it with their slave on their slave women, and they left wealth and land to their sons who happened to be of brown skin, but they were European Caucasian men, but they just had brown skin, and the powers that be would not let them into their good old boys club, but they allowed them to create the boule and place them over us.
And Peso has been quiet for a while, and we're at 2:19 of my show.
Give me a second though. Give me a quick second.
Y'all have prompts. I'm giving y'all a minute. I'm giving y'all the time. Y'all have approximately to I want to say approaching 30 before this live ends. Rapido.
All right, cool. Because I'm about to drop because I got a headache now. But look, see, here's the thing, right? I hate to not be able to have a back and forth conversation where, like, anything I say, I'm willing for someone to stop me in a moment and I'll qualify what I said. What happens a lot of time is people ramble on, and none of it is factual, right? So when you say that her father was connected to slavery, right? Can you give me a plantation name? Can you give me a group of slaves that are documented, owned by this man? I know you can't, right? So my point is, like, we have to be careful with the information we take in more so than what we say. Because people are always going to say goofy shit, right? But we have to be honest about the information. When I look at Donald Trump in particular, right? I don't think black people are better off now that there's no DEI. I don't think black people are better off now that there's no CRT, critical race theory, in schools. I don't think a lot of the things that he pushed benefited black people, right? Now, on the other side of that, I wouldn't say that they were going to